Most people make one common mistake when they are trying to attain a goal. They end up actually sabotaging themselves from receiving the things that they say they want. So, are you one of those people who are standing in your own way from achieving your highest potential? Let's find out. Welcome back to the journey with Luna Caravan. My name is May. On today's journey, we are going to let go of the steering wheel and we're going to place our trust on blind faith. We are going to lean into the state of surrender. The entire topic of the state of surrender came to me because I've actually been pretty sick for the past week. And my voice is still recovering. It might be a little bit scratchy. Please bear with me. I still wanted to do a video because while I was sick, I had a lot of time to do some contemplation about a lot of different thoughts and ideas. So I'm gonna share my thoughts on the state of surrender with you today. A big part of our journey that's not often talked about is the state of surrender. Counter to what you might think, the state of surrender isn't failure. It is allowing spirits to intercept on our behalf when we are in a time of need, when we are no longer able to direct the course anymore. We have to surrender and allow the highest path to unfold, to allow spirits to intercept. While I was sick, I was forced into a state of surrender because my physical body was not able to even hold itself up at all. So we learned to accept the things that we cannot change. It made me realize how much we are in resistance mode a majority of the time. So being sick actually forces you to learn to lean into the state of surrender, because when your body can't even move, that's the only outcome, is to allow and to trust that everything would be taken care of. Everything would happen and unfold accordingly in divine timing. The dance of surrender and control goes hand in hand, and the balance of forcing and flowing is like a tango. They are always moving along, reflecting each other. We certainly have control over the direction that we want to direct our lives into, but in the end, we are still co-creators with the universe. There's still a higher power that writes our fate. We could set an intention, and by doing that, we are directing the sails to where we want to go, but there could still be unforeseen circumstances that are beyond our control. So if something is out of our control, we surrender. We release control of it. Something we hear a lot in the hustle culture is that we have to persevere and we have to keep on pushing in order to achieve greatness. Because if it's easy, anyone could do it. So the path to greatness cannot be easy. There's always someone glorifying the pain and the struggle in order to gain success. And that is true, but there is a detriment to that. And I'll tell you why. If you force something long enough, you will succeed, but doesn't mean that is the right path for you. So I think a lot of people have this misconception that if you force enough, you could eventually force any piece into place. But what if that piece doesn't go there? What if that piece doesn't fit in the puzzle? And so that's where discernment comes in, because we have to step back and reanalyze and discern whether we should continue with the struggle or to just recalibrate and recalibrate back to our heart to see if we are in line with the things that we actually said we wanted to begin with. everything is possible, but not every path is right for you. So when we somehow stumble upon a path that isn't right for us, the universe finds a way to gently nudge you, to guide you and redirect you. Your most aligned vision will always align to the path of least resistance. The straightest path to success have to have ease in it. It doesn't mean every single thing is going to be easy, but it means if it's truly aligned to you, then it's already flowing towards you. It's already gravitating towards you. The things that are meant for you, they are also trying to come find you. And that is the meaning of I don't chase, I attract. Because we hear that a lot, but now we kind of finally see what that means. So if you find yourself going down a path where you feel like everything is against you, maybe you could ask yourself, is this really my path? The universe could be testing you to see if you want that thing bad enough. If your reward is worth the struggle for. And only you can answer that question yourself. If the struggle that you are going through is worth the outcome of what you're trying to achieve, then you probably are on the right path. The universe throws curveballs at you, so you could see if your vision is worth the discomfort. There are some discomforts that we are going to be happily and willingly absorb because we believe in that vision so much. But there are going to be some discomforts that's going to put a pause on you, to make you turn around, go back to the drawing board and look at the big picture again. Look at your reason for doing what you're doing. There's nothing worse than arriving at the place where you think you want to be and realizing that you're at the wrong place. That you've been dreaming of the wrong place all along, and you've also ignored all those nudges that the universe are sending you to redirect or reanalyze your course. Another misunderstood concept is usually people think if we have a desire, well, the universe is going to conspire in our favor to give it to us, right? We hear that, but there is one thing that people don't take into account is their referrals. When we have a desire, we forget to check out the referrals. Who referred this? Is this internally referred, or did we receive it from our environment? Do we want it because we see someone else have it, or because it's truly something that we want for ourselves? So how do we go about understanding more of the referrals? Who are the referrals? I would say just doing a lot of meditation work and sitting with it long enough, sitting with it until you have the answer. Sometimes the answer is more obvious. Sometimes you know right away the exact moment when you wanted something. And sometimes it's more subconscious. So I'll set an example. For example, perhaps maybe you might not want to be a doctor. Maybe you have a family with a lot of doctors. Maybe your father is a doctor and you've seen your father done well for himself, and you thought maybe this is a career, a future that you want to pursue too. And that's fine. You never know until you set out and try it out. So even when we don't succeed at something according to society standard, even if we didn't attain that stamp of success that would prove to us that, oh, we did something great, we did something worthwhile, we did not actually fail. We just set out to try something to see if it is us or not. And there is no way of finding you unless you go out, you set out on the path to see if it's gonna go anywhere or not. But if you ever find yourself saying, maybe, you know what, this is not me, I'm glad you caught yourself in time too. There's really no shame in trying something and it didn't work, because you set out in the first place to try it. You see? If you force yourself down one path long enough and you just kept your head down and you just kept on going and ignoring all the signs along the way, eventually you get to the end. Eventually you're going to get to that destination that you wanted to get to, unfortunately. So along that line, let's tie that back to when I was sick. Because when you are sick, it is the universe forcing you to slow down. Pushing against resistance is not the path of ease, because a lot of the times when we are in control of something, we're trying to control the outcome, we end up getting so stressed out. And I really believe that stress is the #1 contributor to a lot of the illnesses that we are experiencing. When we are sick, we are at a state of dis-ease. So when we are at dis-ease, maybe a disease is what the universe gives us to try to get us to slow down a little bit, to try to step back and reanalyze our steps, to reanalyze what we are doing in the world, because we have to slow down. It's not always just forging the way forward. We have to step back and analyze the effects that we are having to our surrounding, to our own body, and to really know if we are still aligned with the things we wanted, or not. Thank you for joining me on another journey today to the state of surrender. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to follow along. Hola, Takima.